All right, guys, we have got all the alerts off. We're excited. What is today? You know it with Two Sisters, what's going on. It is Thursday, Trending Thursday. Do you know what's trending? Well, I'm in Vero Beach, and right now we are at Pickleball University. We are running the 2023 Pocahontas Classic. And guess what? This is Carroll-Sue, a.k.a. Naughty Boss, live with Two
Sistas. Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Trending Thursday. My name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. I just got done working out, which is why I look so lovely. Episode number 600. That's a lot of chit chat.
That is. So we are celebrating Two Sisters, and it's celebrating our 600th episode. And we're super, super pumped, super excited. We are all talking about health, wellness, and really, how do you get that mindset? We talk about Monday mindset, right? We've got Triumph Tuesday. We've got Wealth, Wellness Wednesday, Trending Thursday. And yes, tomorrow we are still keeping up with Fantabulous Friday. I'm super pumped and excited. How about you, Jan?
Oh my gosh, yes. And you know what? As I was punching my bag this morning, I'm like, 600, boom, boom.
I know it. Can you actually believe it? I mean, when I think of how many episodes, how many amazing guests that we've had from all over the world, from different countries, and really everything really resonates with what two of us are really passionate about. So I want you to tell our listeners and viewers, and we apologize for the background noise, but we are at a pickleball tournament, so yeah, it's going to be loud and noisy. Can you tell our audience, our viewers, and our listeners how Two Sisters all got started?
Well, it all started kind of brewing in my mind around January. It was around your birthday, and we had always wanted to work together, and I kind of said it in passing again. And then one day, as I was actually working out and doing a plank, and I was listening to a Facebook Live, and I had my Bluetooth speaker on, so your voice was luminous, and obviously could hear it very crystal clear. And that's when it occurred to me, 5862. You had just turned, excuse me, 62. The year I was born. I was turning 58 the year
I was born.
You were born. So I initially called you up and I said, hey, we got to do this thing. We always talk about it in passing. There's synchronicity in the number 5862. So we got up and running. And then it was actually about 2 weeks later. Of course, back then was in the height of the hysteria of the pandemic. And really, podcasts, everybody was at home, whether they were working, whether they were going to school. And podcasts really started to be a beacon of light for many people. And I thought to myself, wow, we could reach a wide range of an audience and share what we're passionate about. I don't know if it will go anywhere. So I called you up, and it was funny because a lot of times you don't pick up the phone. A lot of times I don't pick up the phone, but you picked up the phone. And I said, hey, we really ought to do a podcast. You said, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Get it up and running. And you hung up. And I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Because really, I had no clue.
Exactly. And that's what we really share. That's what we're so passionate about, is really that if you've got a message, if you've got somebody to impact, and we all do, right? We always talk about that there's no better thing that really forging forward with kindness, passion, health, wellness, talking about gut health. We always talk about gut health, but we also talk about what also encompasses us in our world that does impact our health and wellness. So to actually be in this moment, in this time, that this event is going on, first day, and we are celebrating our 600th episode. We are on, let's tell our listeners and viewers just how many channels we are on.
It's actually over 40 something channels. Honestly, I've lost count. But excuse me, and we've ended up on some digital magazine forums around the world. There's a few of them. And they link our video into their digital magazine. Of course, we are on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and a lot, of course, the famous ones that everybody knows, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple, Google Podcasts. Like, there's just so many. I just couldn't keep up with the list. There's too many, but that's a good thing because we
It's a great
reach,
thing.
you know, I'm thinking of, you know, someone that we reached over in California who happened to stumble upon our podcast, Dr. Anthony Cavey.
Love
And
him. Love the Dr. Cavett. Love him. Absolutely love him.
he reached out to me and said, you know, I would love to be a guest on your show. I know I could add value. And I thought, okay, you know, I looked him up and I'm like, he's very prominent, seems, you know, very trustworthy, of course. But at that point, we were just starting our website and to kind of keep us on task and on goal and organized with our guests. You know, Dr. Cavey went through the same process that everyone went through, that every guest goes through, to register on our website as a guest. And, you know, that really is such a starting point because, you know, our website, along of course with having, you know, all our podcasts associated with it, you know, we can do blog posts. Our YouTube channel connects with that. Eventually, it takes about 24 to 36 hours for that YouTube to catch up with the episode. But it just goes to show you that when you have a passion, when you know it will serve a purpose, when you know adding value is really the key. I mean, really, people from all over the world, Australia, New Zealand, it's mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling, but you know what I love about what we do is we really share the nooks and crannies of, you know, how we get this podcast going, the authenticity, the rawness of it. Because you know what, there's sometimes where life gets in the way, folks. We know that. You know what, like obviously there's a lot of distraction, a lot of noise, but it still doesn't stop us from sharing that message about health, wellness, and being kind to other people, and really understanding how your health and wellness impacts your daily life, from your gut health, from your mindset, from your joint discomforts, all those different things that really add into that piece. And the fact is that we can talk about it, we can joke about it, we can also really provide our viewers and listeners with different experts in different fields of that. But also we get into some really heavy duty conversations. We talk about everything. Because when you think about your own journey in life, what doesn't impact your life? What's going on in our world, politics, of course, religion, what's going on in your community, your household. These are all things that can add stress, but they can also add blessings. So why we came up with these original 5 themes: Monday mindset, Triumph Tuesday, Wealth Wellness Wednesday, Trending Thursday, which we're on today, and tomorrow, which is Fantabulous Friday, which we're going to go live here again at Pocahontas Park. That's a mouthful, people. Let me tell you. You try saying that 3 times fast. But we are super pumped, super excited. We are so blessed. We're super excited that today is our 600th podcast.
Yeah, I mean, really, that is just so crazy, you know. And when I think to when we initially started, and of course, you know, the audio was terrible. There were so many things that went wrong. But what went totally right is that we learned through the process. I can remember the first time we, excuse me, being on live on Zoom and then doing the process of going live through Facebook. That was scary for me. Now, of course, I can do it with my eyes closed. And, you know, we stayed true to how we started. You know, I do know how to edit audio, and I do know how to edit video. However, we stayed true to how we started, because really the other message, along with sharing our passion of wellness through fitness and nutrition, was to show other entrepreneurs you don't have to be perfect. If you have a business,
Exactly.
that is what is perfect.
Exactly. And the other cool piece is we know that each of us brings something different to the table. Now, if you were to ask me all the nooks and crannies of the technology piece of running a podcast, I would tell you, you go see my Sista, because there's no way in heck that I have the patience to figure out all that baloney. But you know me, I love to be and talk. I have passion in my voice for anything that we're talking about. So that is my gift that we add. And that's why we work so well together. And sometimes, yeah, We get screw ups. That's part of life, right? So if we're going to show up every day looking all perfect, right? That's
Mm-mm.
not real. That's not life. And guess what? That is not relatable. And that's why we always, always tell our viewers and listeners, be passionate, be authentically you. That's what's going to resonate with people, right?
It will, because the bottom line is I go back to when we first started, and I think before we really had it down packed how we wanted it to really go, I could remember sometimes saying before we went live, hey, I don't want to talk about this subject. And then we go on live and boom, inevitably
So,
that
how about all
subject.
the derailments we take and the little curves and roads that we go on? Like when we start to talk about one thing, and then sometimes it goes into another direction. And we always joke around because anytime some subjects always ends up about the toilet. I don't know why it goes to the toilet, but we joke about that. And that's what it's funny. That's what's resonating with people, that no matter where we are in our space, in our time, in our journey, you have seen us do podcasts out of the country. You've seen us do them in the car. You've seen us doing them in the office. You see them out and about. And there's been plenty of times I've had to pull over in the car to make sure I had a good signal because that's what we're passionate about. So we know it's relatable to people, because who needs a studio when life is a studio?
You know what? You said that so perfectly. Life is a studio. And, will I invest in a fancy microphone someday? Perhaps. But you know what? We go with the flow, and that's okay. I look back, for instance, at all our social media graphics that have evolved over time. And we don't hide anything. In fact, we've had some amazing highs. Daddy, of course, got to see us doing our podcast, and sometimes he would, as he was walking through, would wave to everyone. And that's the beauty of what we do, is we've evolved over time, still sharing, still caring. And what could be better than that? The highs.
It's just crazy. Well, it is Trending Thursday. We've got a decision to make. Who wants to be the trendsetter, right? You don't have to wait for people on social media. You don't have to look to see what is trending. Why don't you try being the trendsetter? And when you do that and you put that enthusiasm out there, good things always come. These are all the little stepping stones to the ultimate gift, the ultimate blessing, which is health, wellness, and mindset. And we absolutely love that. We will go live again tomorrow, a little bit more closer to courtside. But with that, we wish you an absolutely amazing day today. Come celebrate with us, our 600th podcast. We're super pumped and blessed. And we wish you guys a great Trending Thursday. Again, be that trendsetter. With that, this is Carroll-Sue, AKA Naughty Boss, live with two
Sistas. Hey, everyone, this is Janice, AKA Wellness Diva 5.0, number 600. Flipping awesome. It's been amazing. Thank you all so much.
You're all in our hearts. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for a fantabulous Friday. Take care, everyone.
Bye.